CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, it is the first day of a government shutdown. Federal agencies at a standstill and workers facing furloughs after Congress failed to reach a funding agreement. We're going to get to more on that story coming up in just a minute. But first, we've just learned that there is a ground stop right now at SFO because of the severe weather and strong winds. Basically, very foggy conditions. So if you know anybody who has a flight this afternoon, heads up. Again, ground stop at SFO, and we are tracking more wet weather. Thanks for joining us. Let's get over to meteorologist Jessica Birch with a look at the radar and these current conditions. Jess.
Absolutely. Let's start off with that radar and showing futurecast just where we're heading as we head into this afternoon. We've been dealing with on and off showers widespread throughout the Bay Area all throughout the morning hours. And as we head into the afternoon, we're not done with the rain just yet. Now, of course, this is impacting commute times, whether you're at your lunch break right now or heading into the evening hours tonight. We're still dealing with spotty showers continuing to track off into the east throughout the next 24 hours, but this is also bringing in significantly cooler weather for this time of year too. I'll have more on what you can expect, especially when it comes to travel delays over into SFO coming up in just a bit. But for now, take a look at what we're gearing up for today. I mean, you head up into the North Bay. Let's zoom all the way into places like Napa and Vallejo. This is seasonably cool right now. We're in the fall months now, yes, but this is still about 10 to 12 degrees below average. Anywhere from Santa Rosa stretched all the way over into Concord today in the low 70s. We're dealing with spotty showers accumulating anywhere up to around 1/4 of an inch still in certain microclimates. I'll show more of that coming up in just a bit. And down into the Santa Clara Valley, we're getting those showers too. Now, take a look at what's behind me right now. As we take a look at current conditions, this cold front sweeping throughout the whole Bay Area, bringing in cloudy skies, rainy conditions, and cool temperatures. We're also gearing up for some gusty winds as we head into this afternoon too at times. As that cold front continues to track its way to the south, it'll start bringing gustier conditions down closer to the Santa Clara Valley as we head into the overnight hours tonight, early morning hours tomorrow. I'll talk more about this coming up in just a bit. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Day one of that government shutdown with both Republican and Democratic leaders at a stalemate right now over how to move forward. Republican leaders have signaled that they could hold more votes today as hundreds of thousands of federal workers across the country are furloughed. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Thank you, Carolina. Vice President J.D. Vance is warning about the potential layoffs of federal employees if the shutdown continues.
If this thing drags on for another few days or, God forbid, another few weeks, we are going to have to lay people off. We're going to have to save money in some places so that essential services don't get turned off in other places.
The Senate failed to advance a short-term spending bill again Wednesday morning, despite the support of a couple of Democrats.
Well, it ends when the Senate Democrats pick this bill up, passed by the House of Representatives, and vote for it.
Democratic leaders say they're standing firm that a negotiation has to address their concerns over health care cuts and extending enhanced health care tax credits under the Affordable Care Act.
What gives us the ability to win this argument with the American people is we're standing for what they want with health care, and they are not.
The Trump administration's Office of Management and Budget acknowledged it's difficult to predict how long a shutdown will last and directed agencies to begin shutdown operations.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed each day. Essential employees, including federal law enforcement, military service members, and TSA agents, are required to continue working without pay for now. Aaron Barker works for the TSA in Atlanta.
If it gets to that point where officers can't afford to come in or have to make a decision whether to purchase medication, pay daycare, or put gas in the car to come to work, they're going to have to make that hard decision, and no one really wants to do that.
Barker says those hard decisions may result in delays at the airport the longer the shutdown lasts.
Well, that shutdown is impacting travel across the country. Now more than 58,000 TSA employees and air traffic controllers now working without pay. Workers at the international airports in Oakland and San Jose will be impacted. During the last shutdown, several airport workers stopped showing up. That created lines and flight delays. SFO's security screeners, though, are actually not TSA employees. The airport has a contract with a private company under TSA oversight. Of course, national parks here in the Bay Area will also be affected. Muir Woods is closed. Alcatraz actually is closed today, but that closure is due to construction, not the shutdown. San Francisco's Presidio Trust will continue operations despite the shutdown. The federal agency that manages the historic park generates its own revenue so it's not affected. The agency says the Golden Gate Bridge Visitor Center and the Presidio Visitor Center will remain open. Recreation.gov is still accepting reservations, and law enforcement services will continue. Even with a government shutdown in effect, Social Security checks will continue to go out, but don't expect business as usual if you're heading to a local office. Our Veronica Macias reports from one in San Francisco.
Even when there's not a government shutdown, we do tend to see long lines and wait times at Social Security offices like this one in San Francisco. Under the shutdown, those problems are only expected to be magnified. The last time around, during the last shutdown, there were long lines at Social Security offices around the country. Making matters worse this time around is a staffing shortage. However, the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare says people should not worry. Checks will continue to go out. But if there's a problem or a change that can't be resolved online or over the phone, a person is expected to come in and there's less staff to help. For example, think of someone having to verify a new address, present earning records and updates to income information, overpayments that were processed, or perhaps replacing a Medicare card. We ran into someone this morning who was here for just that, some of those problems requiring immediate attention.
The card I'm waiting for now, because I had to cancel out the last card I had. It got lost, actually. Now I got to wait, see what they say about my money, because I got to pay rent within the next 5 days. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to get real close for me to take care of this.
In September, a contingency plan was published by the SSA. The agency says about 45,000 employees, almost 90% of its workforce, will stay on the job in this shutdown. Another roughly 6,200 workers, though, will be furloughed. It's estimated that this year, the Social Security offices have lost about 2,000 workers. So it's the day-to-day business that's being impacted during this shutdown.
So Fleet Week here in San Francisco will go on despite the government shutdown, but without some of the main attractions. Visitors will not get to enjoy the Blue Angels roaring over the bay the way things stand. Otherwise, military planes will be grounded and U.S. Navy ships will be docked. International ships, though, and the Canadian snowbirds still confirmed to perform. Now, some people are rethinking whether they're going to come out at all.
I think it's annoying. I feel like the politicians should be able to figure it out and come to some kind of consensus. I don't know why we have to pay for their lack of being able to do that.
This year's Fleet Week gets underway on Sunday and runs through Monday, October 13th. Last year, Fleet Week brought in an estimated $10 million to the local economy. We are going to keep following all the latest developments on this shutdown. You can find updates anytime, kpix.com, and stream it on the free CBS News app. Breaking news, legendary primatologist Jane Goodall has died at the age of 91. The Jane Goodall Institute says it was due to natural causes. She will be remembered as an advocate for animals and a world-renowned chimpanzee researcher. Goodall visited the Oakland Zoo in 2022. She shared stories about her work, her appreciation for animals, and her passion for the environment. Goodall spent her day chatting with both school children and chimpanzees. And earlier this year, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom from former President Joe Biden. He recognized her scientific contributions and lifetime of advocacy for global conservation. Now to a developing story in Vallejo. The body of a missing woman, 28-year-old Rania Lewis, was found hidden behind a secret wall in a home's attic. Investigators say they checked the house on 14th Street on Sunday, the day Lewis was reported missing, but they didn't find her then. Police have arrested 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw at his work hours after her body was found yesterday. He is now in the Solano County Jail facing a murder charge. Investigators are not revealing how he was tied to the crime or exactly how Lewis was killed. New red light cameras are coming to San Jose. City leaders say they are being installed where they've tracked the most red light violations. So here is a look at where you can find them. Lee Avenue and Parkmore Avenue, Monterey Road and Branham Lane, Keys Street and South 3rd Street, and South Bascom Avenue and Camden Avenue. The city says drivers will get a citation for failing to stop or rolling through a red light. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, some new policy changes that will affect the price of many prescription drugs. We're going to run down how this could affect your family. And a brand new playground in one of the Bay Area's neighborhoods that could use a little more joy. We're checking out the new digs. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. Remember what we said at the beginning of this broadcast. A ground stop right now in effect at SFO if you have any flights over there because of the fog we're seeing. We'll be right back. New 100% tariffs on many prescription drugs take effect today. That tariff does not apply to generic drugs. There are also exemptions for any company that has broken ground or is in construction at a U.S. manufacturing facility. Pfizer falls under that category. President Trump also announced Pfizer will invest $70 billion in American manufacturing and research facilities. In exchange, it avoids pharma tariffs for 3 years. As part of the deal, Pfizer will also sell its drugs to Medicaid patients for the lowest price available in other developed nations. All right, back to our first alert weather, taking another live look outside at SFO. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch. That ground stop that could be affecting a lot of people's flights today. What are we thinking on that?
I was just looking at what the FAA put out, and we're continuing to keep a close eye on that. Right now, I saw a report up to 98 minutes for that ground delay, and it's important to note as this cold front pushes its way throughout the Bay Area, it is going to cause an inconvenience for a lot of us, whether we're heading to the airports and or just trying to drive to work or school as we head into the afternoon hours today. What I have below me on this radar right now is actually the 24 hours forecasted out. So we're seeing showers continuing to track off into the east as we head into the evening hours tonight. At the same time as this cold front pushes through, it brings in these chilly temperatures once again. I mean, we're talking about daytime highs 12 degrees below average up into places like Santa Rosa, sitting at 69 degrees this afternoon, 67 over into Napa as harvest is going on right now. And we're monitoring the conditions closely right now as these storms continue to track their way off into the east. I'll show you rainfall totals in just a second. As we make our way down into the Santa Clara Valley, we're also keeping a close eye on all of our Bay Area airports. Right now, things are looking okay down into the Santa Clara Valley, but here's what we're gearing up for. On and off showers will continue to push in from offshore with gusty winds at times. I'll show you our wind speeds in a second. The showers are pretty spotty. We're not seeing a huge washout by any means, but this lingers now into our Thursday forecast based off the updated Model 2. We could continue to see those south-based storms sweep all the way into the afternoon hours throughout places like San Jose, up into Brentwood, and all the way over into the Sacramento Valley. So from now until then, we could still see an additional 10th of an inch of rain anywhere from San Jose all the way over into Ben Lomond. Less impressive numbers the more north we go. Now, at the same time, winds will kick up a little bit more as this cold front pushes through, but on the grand scheme of things, at the surface level, we're seeing wind speeds up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So let's take a quick look at the next 7 days because the system does come to an end as we head into Thursday evening. That's when we start to warm up heading into this weekend. Daytime highs start to jump back into the 80s by Saturday into Sunday of next week. Cloudier skies on tap for us as we head into next week, too. We'll keep you updated on that cold front here in the Weather Center and, of course, any travel delays. But for now, back to you.
We are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month for almost 60 years. Los Peños, a nonprofit dance academy in San Jose, has brought generations together through Mexican folk dancing or folklorico. But as deportation efforts continue and the future of migrant rights is in question, what typically sparks joy now comes with a bit of a heavier tone and a revitalized effort to preserve Hispanic heritage. Samuel Cortez is a Mexican immigrant. He's been the director for Los Lupeños for more than 10 years.
This year, the Hispanic Heritage Month is particularly special because I feel more than ever that it's necessary to get close to the ones that are here, that are looking for space, that are looking to feel safe, that are looking to feel part of something. We are here standing, we're still fighting, we're still trying to support each other and making sure that our community feels safe, empowered, and proud of who they are.
Our Kevin Coe explores this traditional dance form that has found new purpose. You can see that story coming up on KPIX at 5 o'clock. And be sure to check out our 30-minute special Una Familia. That is October 16th, 7:30 p.m. with Gianna Franco and Len Ramirez. We are hours away from a California football showdown. Coming up on CBS News Bay Area, will or won't the 49ers top QB show up? Well, the 49ers are set to face the Rams tomorrow in L.A., but they still don't know who their starting quarterback will be. Matt Lively has more from Santa Clara.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
The 49ers usually have Tuesdays off, but this is no normal week as they head to Los Angeles to take on the Rams on Thursday Night Football. And the biggest question, will they have QB Brock Purdy? Purdy returned to the field Sunday after missing 2 games with a toe injury, but after re-aggravating the injury in the loss to Jacksonville, the Brock star did not practice Tuesday due to toe soreness. The good news is that backup Mac Jones was a full participant and should be ready to go, but the Niners aren't ruling out Purdy quite yet.
Yeah, 100%. If I can play this game, I'm going to play. And obviously, I want to get right and get healthy and everything. But we need to win this game against the Rams, so that's how I'm looking at it.
Will the decision to play Brock come down to pain tolerance?
No, it'll come down to, do we feel he could play and to 100% of his ability, and do we feel that he can protect himself with it?
If the game were tonight, you wouldn't feel ready to go?
Tonight, no, but I have 2 days.
For the Red and Gold Report, I'm Matt Lively.
Coming up here on CBS News Bay Area, an upgrade for a local playground, the new features blending nature with fun. A groundbreaking event this morning at the Tenderloin Children's Playground. The park is going to be transformed into a nature-based play area. They're going to have room for exploration and relaxation. San Francisco city leaders were on hand for today's groundbreaking event. Mayor Lurie said that parks like this are important because children all across the city deserve a safe place to play. The park is expected to be completed and then reopened to the public by summer of next year. That is an area that needs a little joy, so it's lovely to see that playground taking shape. That is it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app. Just go to Live and then choose Bay Area. Have a good afternoon.